Okay, so for the sake of chronological order, um, this is going to be so hard to do, and it's going to be funny. I haven't sang this song all the way through in like decades, but this is a song that when I was 15, my mother worked at this recording uh, at this studio in Hollywood called Cinema Associates, and she must have told people I was writing music in my room every day, but I got invited to make a demo tape that ended up going to John Denver's office and his posse there, and I met John and his wife. Those were the days when my foot was in the door there, because so the sound guy said bring two songs that I wrote that I liked and we'd record them. And this song took freaking 5 hours to get on a tape, and he had me in the studio. I dubbed a harmony on it, and a guy came in with a flute. And this, the reason I want to explain it is because, like, oh boy, to me, this song is really corny. And I remember thinking to myself, I wonder why they liked it, and things happen afterwards because it was like the lyrics of a teenager. And but then now I realize, well, maybe they just thought there was something out. Maybe the song itself wasn't what they would be looking for in somebody, to promote their talent or something. So, but I could never imagine that a song, because I wrote this song in my room in teenage depression or whatever. So and it almost felt like, when you hear the lyrics, it's kind of funny and embarrassing, but I have to record it just for the sake of, I've been telling people all my life, oh, I was gonna blah 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 Hollywood, and then I left, and I never followed up on my career that was planned out for me in the music industry. So I just figure, okay, I better sing a song, and it's really corny, but I'm gonna just do it. Okay. And my strings are really in bad shape, so forgive the. Welcome to the party, boy. I'm glad that you could come. I see you've had a lot to drink, or maybe give me is that priceless thing inside. That priceless thing inside. The only thing inside. I can't get through this, my fingers. That's about the end of it. It went, and then it went, and then it sort of, sort of ended like that. And so that went on in the studio, and somehow harmony ended up in there. And then at 1 o'clock in the morning, Jay, the sound man, he calls up his friend and says, can you come down here with your flute and just add this in there? And this guy I didn't know from Adam came in real quiet, sat in the studio, dubbed in some flute to that drama that I just played, which, you know, in my mind, I can hear how it needs to be developed. Like the guitar isn't enough, you know. It's like that's where things were going. It's like that's what that composing thing. But anyway, the guy came in and it took 5 hours. And what scared me, you know, when I was 15 and all that was going on was, okay, I might as well tell the story around it since I'm recording it. And I seem to like to tell stories. It happened so fast, and then you know, I had to sing the same line over and over to get it right in the studio on an 8-track. And I could see that the career of a musician is you got to sing the song whether you're in the mood or not, period. So if you had an emotional song about somebody or something and you write it for personal reasons just to get out of your system, well, if a song like that becomes famous, it's like, oh fuck, you know, you got to like loop back into the mood of the song, which I think that's a good reason to give it out to the public so they can have it, because it's like, oh, there's a part of me that gets really sick of like having to repeat it, which was, I saw was commercialization. But the other part that scared me was, okay, we did that on Saturday night, and he had a convertible, and he drove me home from Hollywood on the freeway at 5 in the morning, and the sun was coming up, and I had that high feeling. No drugs. He was a good person. He didn't do anything weird with me. And then I came back to the studio, to the job. My job was 2 days a week. I was the front desk girl, answered phones. There was a Rolodex on the desk that had the phone numbers of all these famous people that they were working with at the time, like Leon Russell and Little Richard and Chuck Berry. My mom used to write paychecks for them. And I used to look at that Rolodex. Oh, look, there's Leon Russell's private number. Stuff I could have stolen it, you know, and sold it. But anyway, that was my job. So when I came in on Tuesday to sit at this lonely little desk in this lonely room, there was my mother's office was down the hall, and then a couple of the producers, James Koblenz, who's still around, he had a little cubicle down the aisle there, and there was an intercom that when it was this little bungalowy building, it only had like about 4 or 5 people using these cubicles that were producers or whatever. Sylvia's office was there, and it was Sylvia. So I'm sitting there just doing my thing, and the people are walking back and forth with their paperwork, and I didn't have much of a job except to answer the phones at that time. And all of a sudden, over the loudspeaker, I hear this music playing, which they used to run the radio because the radio station was 93 KHJ, which was a Hollywood radio station. I guess it still might be or whatever. And all of a sudden, I heard this music, and it was my song. It was the final product of the recording, which I had not even heard yet. I had not even heard the final product. You know, we did all the recording, and then he took me home and said, well, I'm going to send the demo to John's office. And it was shortly after that I met John Denver and them, where I know now they were examining me physically and all that. just to see what was up with it. But then, well, so the point being that I was in shock that the song was out there like that, and I realized how fast they can grab a song and just take it to the moon. And then Sylvia comes bopping down the aisle like she liked it. And I swear to God, this is how naive teenager. It's like I was like, what in the world do they like this song for when the lyrics are about a teenager um, and some guy? I mean, I seriously didn't understand why they acted like they liked it. But I realized, oh, they're telling me that it was good and it was getting approval by these people and ran, but it went over my head so fast that scared me also. So now that we know what we know about how that works, on one hand it makes you feel special and oh good, I'm going to get something going on, but on the other hand it's like Vulture City is getting ready to happen. So anyway, that's kind of what's just scared me away, that I ran away from home shortly after all that, and I just said fuck it. I didn't honor the opportunity that I had. So if I could do my life over, see, crossroads are like you have to make a choice, and either one isn't great. And so you should never feel guilty for your choice because you can only travel one road at a time. Okay, that was the explanation for that. Okay, we'll see how it sounds. Bye.